Hey everybody, Self-Care Challenge Day 20. So we are on day 20 out of 49 days of self-care. We're talking about, um, distraction, talking about alignment in the third eye chakra, being in the observer mode for the best you, right? So observing us in our humanness and our ego-ness and our spiritual freedom, as Iona teaches in the Intentional Living Codes, Cheers to Financial Freedom, and the Soul Legacy Academy and Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. Hopefully, we are all doing very well. What does spiritual freedom mean for you guys, by the way? Are you aware of that, right? We want to be aware, assess, and be in alignment. So, what does that spiritual freedom mean to you? It has really evolved and expanded for me over a period of time, right? So, at one point in time, I thought it just meant I had the freedom to believe what I wanted to believe in a spiritual aspect. And then the more I learned about my humanness or ego self and my spiritual aspects of self, not that we're separate, we're all one thing, but it is kind of a different energy, right? There's a different focus and different energy in those. Then I got to feel into that spiritual freedom even more, where it's really showing up as me, like the highest me. So now what I call the best you, right? It is the best version of ourselves, but not just in the ego awareness or egos, or humanness, societal ideas of what it means to be a best version of you, but really in your highest self, that cleared energy, space of unconditional love, right? Not our judgy humanness stuff, but again, more of that space of unconditional love, being in alignment with that. And I find, right, as being still a human being on this earthly plane, that there are times I have to check myself and my own judgments and my own criticisms, and even towards myself. So before I project that judgment and criticism out towards others, that I can see it within me, that I see how I might be judging myself or how I criticize myself. So if you watched yesterday's live, we talked about communication, which incorporates and includes self-talk, right? How we talk to ourselves, how we show up for ourselves. Do we allow love for self? Do we allow that forgiveness for self, as we talked about with the heart chakra? Be an observer of that. Be an observer of your thought processes, what your emotions are, what your body language says, right? Are you in alignment with your highest self, with that of unconditional love? Or are you in judgment? Now, be mindful too. I'm not saying that we dismiss all the things that we might need to level up or clear out, meaning if I'm being cranky or projecting out some wonky energy, I need to own it, right? I need to observe that, I need to observe those moments where I am in my humanness and I am in that ego, call it out, be aware of it, assessing that that's not how I want to show up, right? I'm trying to show up in a higher vibrational energy, not in the lower vibrational energy, right? Not in the gunkiness, but in that um, again, the higher vibration of unconditional love. So being in alignment with that. Hey, there she is. Iona says, hey, love. Hey, you. Wonky energy, right? Not going to lie, mine's a little wonky today. So it was almost comical. I had my, so sorry, I had my internet off for a minute. I had to run errands real quick before lunch, and then my son stopped real quick before they go out today. And it's his birthday, and I'll try not to get emotional again. So my baby's 27. And I'm literally really emotional about that today, and I'm not sure all the reasons why, but I am. So I'm just trying to allow it, observe it, right? And some of it is my own judgment and criticism going on in there. Like, yeah, time that I miss being with them, but I'm not allowing my brain to get ahead of me too far, right? But it's wonky. I can feel it within me that like there's a level of gratitude and unconditional love and excitement, and celebrating him. And then there's some old ego humanness stuff that wants to criticize me. So yeah, it's a thing. I love you too. Thank you for that. Iona says, I love you. Iona says, yeah, doing that over here today. Are you? I have so much love for you. Make me cry some more. I'm already emotional. Thank you. I have so much love for you too. Oh, it's his birthday today. Yeah, my baby, like literally my youngest son, turned 27, and he's such an amazing dad. I mean, he's an amazing human, but also watching him be an amazing dad, yeah, full custody of my granddaughter, and oh, just so much. So there's I say wonky, but it's really just a mix of energies, and it's not a bad thing. So I'm not trying to make it sound like a bad thing. Some of it I don't like that humanness criticism stuff, but that's not in alignment with my highest either. However, I will respect it and honor if something needs to show up. So that's been an interesting process today too, right? So allowing space for something like just saying to myself, okay, does something need my attention? Does something just need to be present? And being okay with that. And I did cry through a couple things and released it with that full intention, right? Intentional living codes, as Iona teaches, but with that intention of allowing it to just be present, honoring it because it's there for a reason, and then releasing it, right? Because it's just old stuff that was stuck in my energy, that, stuck in my body, stuck in my memories that needed to surface so that I could honor it, really, and release it. But again, being in that awareness of it, right? And third eye chakra also deals with our self awareness inside, in us, inner intuition. So yeah, just that, moving through it, not letting the human ego mind chatter get carried away with just beating myself down, but still allowing what needed to come up, right? I just heard like Matt Kahn saying, whatever arises, love that, right? Like that book that he writes. Iona says, I wish I had my baby boy. And Joy, I'm so sorry, my love. I wish you did too. Iona says, love his relationship with his daughter, very much so. Iona says, oh, wow, something just came up just now and I will share it. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I should say okay, I'm just gonna say okay. I look forward to it. You didn't do your live yet, right? I didn't miss that, so I can be there when you do yours as well. Iona says, remind me the kind of mom you thought you were. You are amazing. Thank you, love. Yeah. So yeah. So that just reminds me again, and I do think it is some of that stuff that had to come up of the old and of the memories. I remember beating myself up when we had that conversation. I don't remember what day it was on now, but if you've been following the lives on replays or whatever, we talk about time, right? Not having time. And I have been feeling that today, not feeling the time. Today has not turned out how I intended. I had certain plans for different parts of the day today. It's out the window. Not, and getting a little frustrated about not feeling like I have time. And then that probably triggered that memory of, so that's here now, of when going to work, right? Those 9 to 5 jobs, which are really more than 9 to 5, but the 9 to 5 jobs and going to school and being the single mom and trying to make time for everything. And some of that arising a lot of time that I missed, right, with my kiddos, and still feeling like I miss time with them now, and allowing forgiveness for myself for that, and just honoring how I feel about that, and honoring the opportunities around it for myself and them, right? So part of it was like there's a whole story behind it, but for like a current right now story about it, but I'm trying to be selfless instead of selfish, right? And again, just honoring that he's 27. He doesn't, you know, what he may need or not need to do in his day on his birthday may or may not include his mom, and his mom's going to feel a certain kind of way about that. But I'm just saying, kids. No, I'm just kidding. Anna says, no, I didn't. And dude, good. Okay, no, I didn't. You didn't do your live yet. Good. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Relationship Freedom Friday, baby. Yeah, right? And we're on what? Spiritual Freedom Saturday today. So really being in alignment in our relationships, right? And sometimes they're not yet in alignment, and that's okay if we're aware of it and we assess where we're at and how do we align with it, right? And even though there's this relationship with my son and I, what needs to get in alignment for me today is within me today, right? He's good. I seen him. He's good. Good hugs, good loves. I kind of Sniveled on his shoulder a little bit, so to speak, because he's like, "How are you today?" He's hugging me, and I start choking up. I'm like, "I'm emotional." He's like, "Emotional?" I said, "My baby's 27." So it's kind of funny too, and I'm still teary-eyed. It's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Growth, right? I'm trying to say the words, Iona, so I can read your comments, and I just can't yet because of tears. Gracious. It's funny how that we have those ambivalent feelings sometimes, right? When we have celebrations and still like, I don't know, some of it's an overflow of love and a gratitude, and then some of it is like memories that incorporate some of the pain as well. Time lost. And it says, oh, I hear that. Truth vision board, exactly alignment, right? And my family is absolutely on my vision board. And being able to incorporate all the things, right? The work and the lifestyle together and making that happen. And sometimes it's still a learning process of how it works out or plays out, but that's okay. We still have the vision and we move towards it. We align with it. Emotional, I know. Like, what in the world? Bless you. Thank you, Iona. But yeah, so part of, and it is interesting too, that because today is third eye chakra, right? And I have had some extra pulses in my third eye space, like physically, I could feel it. And I know that some is energetically, it's hard to explain what the feeling is like. But it is all part of part of the process and part of aligning and clearing things out to get in more alignment. And it is a beautiful process, even though some of it kind of hurts, but that's okay. It's okay because I say it's okay, right? And it's okay, but not because I enjoy but it's okay because it is part of the process. And I think sometimes just throwing it out there because I felt the urge and draw to say it. Sometimes we think that when there's pain involved or sadness involved, or even a little bit of struggle or a hiccup or whatever, like it's not okay, and it is. So again, just reminding ourselves that even like spiritual awakenings are painful. Growth, self-development is painful. Healing is painful sometimes, right? We're not getting stuck in the gunk, but sometimes it hurts a little bit. And honoring that, allowing that, ease, grace, and flow. Like just let yourself feel what you need to feel to release it, not get stuck in gunk, right? We're not getting stuck there. We're not spiraling down into grossness and gunkness to get stuck. But we're allowing it to surface, we're honoring it, and I am putting my hand on my heart because I literally feel it here right now. Allowing it to be there, shining the light on it, right? Holding space for it to allow that healing to occur, to allow ourselves to release it, right? No blame, shame, and guilt. Yes, it's love and light, but sometimes that love and light brings about a little bit of pain, a little bit, but that's okay, right? It's okay. We move through it. It doesn't have to stay there. Iona says, exactly. Thank you. Iona says, I have a headache. Do you? Is it in the front space as well, or is it another part of your head? I'm just curious. Iona says, it is okay, right? Sometimes we beat ourselves up or we think it's a terrible thing because we feel an emotion that's not happiness. It's not a terrible thing. It's not our favorite. It's not our favorite experience, but it's not terrible. It's just, it lets us know that something needs our attention. It lets us know when we're not in alignment, right? Iona says, yep, all the pains. Yeah, it's like a normal thing. Yep, the front. Is it? Okay, so you got some, well, you did say it was a download day, right? You had lots of downloads today, so possibly some overactivity going on there in the third eye, which again is not a bad thing. It's just an awareness of it. Iona says, I feel the heart space and in my back. Do you? Yeah. It's big, isn't it? It's big stuff. Big stuff. Lots of growth for all of us. I think collectively we are growing and healing, whether we notice it. Sometimes I think we're not aware of it just because we're aware of the pain in the moment, or we're aware of the struggle in the moment. I don't even want to say struggle, but the stress of it in the moment. We're aware of the wonkiness of it in the moment, so we don't necessarily see the progress and the growth that comes with it. But it, again, it's just part of the layers. It's part of the process. It will surface, right? It will surface. And it says big download day, right? Absolutely. Massive growth. Agree. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. So if we have our chakra healing cheat sheet, pulling that up again for the day, healing hands, right? So if we just put our hand over our head and breathe into it, right? And sometimes that can help relieve the pressure because it helps that energy realign. So just because I'm slowing down the energy, so if I say something is overactive and I'm slowing it down, I'm not cutting it off, right? I'm not cutting it off. I'm just making it, in a sense, more manageable, if that makes sense. And vice versa, if it feels blocked, then I can increase that energy, clear out that block so it can flow more smoothly, right? It's okay to have those sensations. It's great to have the downloads, right? We love those. It's great to have that energy flow, but it doesn't have to be too much and it doesn't have to be not enough, right? We can find that balance in between. So using our hands to manage that energy and sometimes even putting another behind the head. So you're kind of, your palms are almost in the same general, one facing the other, but your head's in between kind of thing. If you could see me, that's great. If not, hopefully I explained it in a way you can imagine if you're just listening to this. And on the sides as well. Yeah. So healing hands is what I call it. If you're already attuned to Reiki or another form of energy healing, right, definitely incorporate that as well so we can use Reiki to do the same. Color, I'm not wearing my blue shirt today. I'm wearing the black today. Hence, I did say wonky, wonky energy going on. However, blue or like an indigo color resonates with the third eye chakra, and the solfeggio frequency is 852 hertz. I still need to test out my tuning forks, so I apologize. I've not yet done that. For affirmations or reflections, and the third eye chakra talks about seeing, right? What do you see? What is in your awareness? So the polar opposite, sacral chakra, and we're talking about emotions and trying to balance or ground into the human body, right? To manage those emotions, to have some emotional regulation, if you will. And we talk about the mindfulness and using the human senses and seeing, right, the physical things around us to help us reground in the body. Well, the third eye, in a sense, is deeper than that. And again, in a sense, when you think of I see, think of what you see within yourself, your inner awareness. What do you see when it comes to your beliefs? What do you see when it comes to those emotions? Can you identify them? Do you know what you feel most of the time? Excuse me. What do you see in your thoughts? Excuse me. Clearing out that throat chakra. What do you see in your thoughts? That self-talk. What are you saying to yourself? Are you aware of that? What is in your awareness? What do you see? What do you see in your actions? Are they in alignment with, Iona talks about using that vision board, right? Are they in alignment with your vision? Are they in alignment with your highest self? Right? Have that inner awareness. I see. What do you notice? What are you aware of when it comes to you? No blame, shame, and guilt, just awareness. And the element of the third eye chakra is light. So visualizing that light, right? Kind of like in Reiki, we visualize that light coming through the crown chakra to fill our bodies and to give us that sense of unconditional love, that energy of unconditional love to pull in that healing for ourselves and others, right? Let me go back to comments here. Where did I leave off? Big download day, massive growth. Okay. Iona just said it moved. Did it? Did it? That's really cool when you notice the energy moving within your body. I love that, not gonna lie. Because when it moves, it means it's not stuck, right? It's having an opportunity to come all the way up into the awareness to be released. And or it shows us the next space that needs our attention. Because sometimes it moves right up and out, and other times it moves around to kind of say, okay, what about here? But then there's here. Remember layers. We have many, many, many layers. And it says, yeah, to the side. And then you said to the back and sides. Okay, good, good. I feel like that was it. Like literally, my mind just went, okay, that's done. Well, not my mind, but you know what I mean. You guys know how this works. So thank you, Iona, for being on here Did you yawn? Yes. Perfect. Energy is moving. Energy is moving. I love it. Now I want to yawn, probably because you said it. Please check the description. Join us on our calls. Join Iona's masterclass. That's pretty stinking amazing. Not gonna lie. We both have a call. I did get Iona's link on the description now, so that is available to you as well. 7-day Chakra Healing Challenge, 4th week of September. It's September now, you guys. Oh my goodness. Iona says you are welcome. Thank you, love. I will see you on yours too. Are you going right after me? Are you going after this? I sound like a kid. Are you going next? Are you going now? Huh? Huh? I just love you billions. I love you billions too. And I will see you on your live. Again, for anybody watching the replay, check the links. Join us on the calls. Don't forget, be aware of us online. I almost forgot homework again, so I'm glad I stumbled there for a minute. Homework today, as always, check in to increase your awareness, right? You can use anything on the Chakra Healing cheat sheet to use for today. So if you don't have that, please hop into the Energy Healing School 7-day Chakra Healing Challenge. It's one of the bonuses offered in there. It's free, so you don't have to, like it anytime you're ready, just go ahead and hop in there. As you are checking within yourself, increasing your inner awareness, your inner knowing, journal on that a little bit, right? Just sit with it. Gotta go. Gonna go check on mom. Love you. Bye, guys.